What's up? This video is gonna be called that Mission Impossible mode. That thing that we do many a times where we dig so deep on the days where it seems like everything that could go difficult, every obstacle, but that dig deep, that fire inside that I'm grateful to have, and like many of you have had to have in your life those days, And me, many a times in my life, I've had proven that resilience as a man, gratefully, thankfully, many a times, sometimes even 3-4 days each week. But yeah, so I'm gonna kind of just run through it. Sometimes we so tired that we can't even think to even mention this or speak on this true thing. But I call it that Mission Impossible mode, that dig deep, that extra mile, that go the extra mile. Once again, this is June 11, 2026, just here in the truck. Another 13-hour day, another 12-hour day. I swear my truck is clean. I'm not gonna stop this video because, like I said, I'm already tired, but my truck is clean. I actually just showered, just was able to stop, showered up, tried to wash my hair, but I actually left my shampoo products at the house and stuff, but I just showered up fresh, things of that nature. So all that is good and taken care of. I don't know why there's this persistent fly. Even though I cleaned everything, I took the trash out. Literally, as you can see, things is pretty organized for the best that I can make happen. But yeah, this video is gonna be called that Mission Impossible mode. That Mission Impossible mode. Those days that it seems like every obstacle that could be is that day on those days. Sometimes multiple days each week. And you know what I'm talking about. And I'm grateful as a man or as a person, whatever, this is for the women out there, this is for the men, this is for both. I'm grateful as a person to possess that, to possess that fire, that resilience. I wanted to just say real quick, as I say before, I'm grateful as a man that I've consistently kept on spot. I pay my bills on time. I track my spendings. I track my savings. I track my savings, invest, and I pay my bills on time, early. Grateful. I'm a man that has great financial responsibility. Grateful that I've been consistently keeping on spot. Career. Grateful, consistently career, man. Car. Just because I got my numbers, just to start again, once again. Grateful to God, grateful to Most High, and grateful to my push as well. Grateful to my resilience. Grateful that I've been, grateful I consistently keep my own spot, pay my bills on time, ahead of time, responsible. Grateful career. Grateful, that been consistently career, pursued trade, pursued career. Grateful consistently keeping ride, consistently keeping car well maintained, Grateful savings, grateful financially responsible, grateful improvement, always doing thoughtful things, and always checking on loved ones or whom talking to. Grateful, thoughtful things, Grateful, communication, talking things out smoothly, responsible, Grateful not to drinking, not to things of that nature, Grateful. So once again, grateful on spot. good career car, consistently keeping car, maintaining, wellness, inspiration to many, thoughtful things, always improving. But the topic, I wanted to say that first and foremost because I feel like it could not be said enough as far as even just in my thoughts with gratitude, because all of us, we try so hard throughout life. So I'm grateful as far as being able to remember to take some moments for that, so grateful about that. Grateful consistently keeping spot, my bills ahead on time. Grateful I'm career driven, man. Ride and savings and thoughtful things. When it comes to that, about that Mission Impossible mode, we all been there, where those days where you have to dig deep, where it seems like every kind of obstacle that could be seems to be. So for example, real quick, today, and this is several days in the week, each week. For example, as usual, I woke up 5 a.m. about 4:45, and I started the truck up 5 a.m. By 5 a.m. I was on the road, and from Pennsylvania area, ultimately to Florida, but I did from Pennsylvania to North Carolina, almost South Carolina today. But number 2, Pennsylvania mountains on the 270 east, and I have a 43,000 pound inside the trailer. 43,000, one of the heaviest possible semi trucks I had today. The load amount, because it differs based on what load you pick up. And this week I had a 43,000 pound trailer going up and down Pennsylvania mountains on the 270 eastbound. Just the mountains is tedious. Through 3 hours of mountains from 5 a.m. in the morning. 3 hours of mountains this morning, where it's just on the downhills with the 43,000 pound, and the tractor makes 73,000. I'm using the Jake brake. I'm holding the steering wheel. You basically on high alert. On the downhills, you on high alert, because the truck is trying to make you go 75, 80. It's trying to make you lose control of the speed with the weight. If you don't pay perfect attention, go from your regular foot brake, also with the Jake brake, the brake assist, simultaneously, perfectly, to where you keep the truck from building up speed. It can build up speed to where it's 80 something plus, 85 mile per hour plus, and you're going through winding turns downhill. So you're going on a downhill like this, and then each downhill will have a bend, and you can't see around the bend, and it's just a bend, it's a winding road. So if you pick up to 80, or not even 80 would be done for. If you pick up to even 70, 75 at the worst, obviously you can lose control and end up off on some crazy stuff. So it's perfectly meticulously using the Jake brake, the brake assist, at the same time, simultaneously with the pedal brake at the same time. So where you're in the right gear, it controls the speed. Once you activate that brake assist, depending on what amount you need, it basically puts the engine at a lower gear, or you can manually shift to a lower gear, so that way it keeps the engine kind of at bay from going to those excessive speeds with 43,000, 45,000 pounds, 25 tons just in the trailer alone. So 5 a.m. start, and then for about 3 hours of mountains on the 270 Pennsylvania downhill, perfect attention, and kind of basically tense, for that on the downhills. On the uphills, you can't even go but 40-45 miles per hour because of the same reason. So you're just slowly ascending that uphill slowly, and then right back down again, where you're. So that was 3 hours of that. At the same time, 4 hours of traffic. non-stop traffic. So I started 5 a.m. Non-stop mountainous region combined with traffic. 1 mile per hour, completely stopped. 2 mile per hour, stop and go traffic for hours. For whatever reason, it decided to be, well, also in addition to the reason that that area is like that, so the 270 eastbound, right when it connects to the 475 or 495 Washington, that Washington Baltimore area, people know, if you know what I'm talking about. That Washington DC, that Washington area is high traffic, all of that, but it starts from the 270, so that's why it ended up being 4 hours non-stop. So right after I'm tense, going through the mountains with the heaviest trailer of all possible loads, going through the mountainous regions, pitch black, but it's traffic after traffic. It might be 20 minutes no traffic, and then it was another 30 minutes straight traffic, and then it was about 15 minutes no traffic, and then another 45-minute traffic. So in total, I seen it to be about 4 hours of traffic. Then at around 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 11 a.m., when I done got tired of it, I done been in 4 hours of relentless traffic, the truck clunking and clunking because it's so heavy with the 43,000 pounds. Eventually I got off on the exit. I just got off on the exit. Got off on the exit is not a truck stop exit because I'm in stop and go traffic. So I got off on just the first exit I saw, spent another hour in a random city, no truck stop, nowhere to really stop and really let off any steam. I'm trying to stop just to get away from all of that, and then it's a city that's like random city, nowhere that I could pull up. 1 hour, ended up driving around for another hour. Traffic, even in the city, traffic, until I just got back on the highway, and it's more traffic again. I think it was another 45 minutes after that, after I done had enough, got off on a random exit and spent 1 hour lost, until I, it just was like, figure the way back, low clearance signs. But anyway, I got back on the highway, and again, another 45 minutes, not moving. Then we move a couple inches, not moving. Move a couple inches, not moving. Move a couple more inches. People trying to get on and merge in the semi-truck clunking. 4+ total hours of traffic after the mountainous regions heavy and stuff like that. So finally, after all of that, that's when I parked about 1:30 p.m. I said, it is what it is. I'm just going to stop 30 minutes, run inside, took a shower, ran inside a pilot, where they have like, a shower setup, like a shower, like a row of showers, like a row of rooms. You secure the room, you get your key, get all that stuff, and you shower and all that. I did. Felt better, just say whatever, but I stayed on track. And that's my point is, I thought of that idea, or I thought of that feeling. Let me stay on it. I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna quit, even though I got the heaviest possible trailer. The truck is trying to take off on me for 3+ hours of mountainous region. One of the most difficult areas to drive in, combined with one of the heaviest loads. And it's just treading. It's trying to take off, so you on tense mode for hours and hours. People cutting around in front of you, people cutting around, people cutting here, cutting there. Probably got an empty trailer or a car. They cutting around for 3+ hours. 5 in the morning. 12-hour days is every day. Every day is like a 12-hour day. Usually 5 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. like today. All day. You figuring it out as you go. And then traffic for 4 total plus hours, not moving at all. And then when you do move, it's just shaking about and craziness, and and got off on an exit, got lost for 1 hour. Exit was like, nope, you ain't taking no break. Get right back on. Another 45 minutes traffic. But I told myself I will not quit. And there's so many days. That's what I wanted to talk about, you know? If you add them up, just speaking for myself, there's thousands of days, and I'm sure you out there as well. And God bless, you know, I'm sure you out there as well. Thousands of days, if you add them up, that I had to do that exact same thing. That I had to, you know, dust myself off and not quit. And be resilient, be strong-minded, man. Be wise thinker, be patient, be smooth, you know? Be smooth, calm, cool, and collected, man. And that's what I'm grateful to have been able to have perfected the last few years, you know? Still even funny, still ended up calling on the Bluetooth headset, as I'm driving. Called up the fam. Hey, how you doing? Give a little joke, you know, a little vibe. All right, but this is a tricky day. This is a bad day. Let me call you right back. Let me call you back. But thank you for, you know, still resilient, man, smooth, you know. So yeah, so after all that, after several hours and hours, the mountainous regions, tense moment, several hours, slamming on the brakes, using the brake assist and stuff, and then the traffic and all that, all day. Did not quit. And I thought to myself, as I did many times, let me go to just take a shower, unwind. Got back in the truck, finished another 3 or 4 hours after that. If it was about 1 p.m. and then I went till just now 5:30, almost 6 p.m. So got back in the truck, no matter what had happened, and I didn't even hesitate. In fact, I had a game plan. And went back at it, went up in it, took a shower, fresh, took like 3 showers in one just to get the day off of me. You know, like, you know, do it, rinse, fill it back up, do it just hard, scrub, fresh. Like, if I could glisten, I would have glistened. But that's just because I wanted to just feel like I washed, and like because I knew that I still had another 300 plus miles just today to conquer. So I did it like that, and then did it in a way where I was like, all right, I want to feel like when I get back to this is like real game planning. I want to feel like when I get back in the driver's seat, I want to feel like this is the beginning of the day. Like this is 5 a.m. Like all of what just happened, which of course delayed me, didn't just happen. And I'm about to look at it like it just started fresh right now at 1 p.m. Praise God, you know? And grateful as far as my resilience and getting it done. Not giving up, you know? Not quitting, but going game plan, you know, improving, always improving. So I got back in, and then I did another like 4 hours, another like 250 to 300 miles after all of that. 3 hours mountainous region, 4 hours of traffic from like 5 a.m. till about 12 p.m. Got back in from the shower and did about another 250 to 300 miles just to catch up. So many days like that, you know. So I call it Mission Impossible mode, or that fire mode, you know, that go the extra mile mode, you know. You know, so once again, this June 10, 2026, you know, so many times in my life, grateful that I was able to pivot, man, able to strategize, able to get up 4 a.m. in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning, you know, make sure that I have many a times 2 jobs, 3 jobs, whatever it need to be, and I get it done. Check on my loved ones, you know, go do exercising, stay fit, stay in shape, stay positive, you know, stay grinding, and things like that, you know. For example, back in the 2010s, 2015, took care of my license, and then went make sure I had a perfect license, and then went make sure, and then went and pursued, and then went and pursued the CDL, you know, and then went and pursued my CDL on top of that, you know, and then afterwards, you know, dealt with family things, always checked on them, gave inspirational words, you know, and yeah, always kept some kind of my own spot, always got it done, always was financially responsible, right, track things down, track down savings, improve in that manner, things like that. So once again, grateful, man. I just wanted to talk about that. That doesn't get said enough, about that extra mile. Grateful to be, man, that grateful to be a resilient man, grateful to be that person that many days of every week I go in that Mission Impossible mode, man. I get it done, make things happen, and check on loved ones or who I'm talking to. Grateful, consistently been keeping on spot, financially responsible. Grateful, consistently careers. Grateful, consistently good careers, man. Driven, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., I'm up, man. Grateful, car, taking care of the car, taking care of responsibilities. Grateful, taking care of the ride. Grateful, you know, savings, investing. Like I said, man, I said it before, I said it again. I cleaned up, I swept, and I took all the trash. Yeah, I don't know why that's in here, but like I said, took a fresh shower, handled business, cleaned up very nice, the best that I can. Grateful, once again, always consistently keeping spot, financially responsible, track things down, man. Grateful, career, grinding. Grateful, taking care of responsibilities, car, keep maintaining. Grateful, savings, checking on fam, improvement, always, you know, improving, all thoughtful things, you know, handling things responsible, man. So y'all have an amazing time, and keep on having that Mission Impossible mode. That's a real thing, and I'm grateful for that. Once again, this June 11, 2026.